So what it do to everybody on SoundCloud? I keep saying SoundCloud. I'm on my website. I'm so used to telling stories on SoundCloud, but my fans definitely gonna post it on different platforms so everybody can thug with me. You feel me? I love the fact that I am kind of a private person. And shout out to Netflix and all these platforms that's going to be pretty much telling my story, my biopic story, because it definitely needs to be told. A lot of questions everybody have, so we're going to answer them bitches. But my love life and career is in a parallel universe. If y'all know what a parallel universe is, you know what to do. New single coming on SoundCloud, soundtrack for the series, The Last of Us. That is coming, y'all. That is coming in a few hours. So shout out to the thugs out there, all the real thugs out there. All right, so let's get into what's happening to my love life right now, currently. As you can tell, Jenna Lopez came into my life. And even though Jenna Lopez is very old, well, she's not very old, but she still look really good, though. Like, she just look really good. She got to be like, how old is Jennifer Lopez? Like in her 50s, like her late 50s. She got to be like 56, maybe something like that. But she definitely still look good, though. Like, she just look really good. But anyway, so Jennifer Lopez she entered my world. Now we're gonna be doing a actual series together, and um, I can still film while I'm in the wheelchair. It doesn't matter. I can still work, like that doesn't stop me and slow me down. So I remember I'm with my wife Jenna Ortego, and the nurse is like, well, it seems like this chemo medicine is working. It seems like it's working, but we won't be too sure until we like see next week. I mean, look, with any chemo medicine, her hair is still going to fall out. That's just going to be, it's just going to happen. It's common. So General Ortega was like, "Wait, so you saying that it doesn't matter what medicine I take, it's my hair is still gonna fall out?" It's like, yeah, it doesn't matter what medicine you take, your hair is gonna fall out, but it's gonna grow back. So she's like, "Wait, are you saying that I'm gonna be actually bald? Is that what you're saying?" She's like, "Yeah." Are you gonna ask? She's like, "Are you asking that you're gonna have a bald head?" I'm gonna assume that you are gonna have a bald head. Yes, you are, but for the most part, you're still gonna be, you're still gonna have your hair like it's gonna grow back, over time. So you have nothing to worry about. She's like, yeah, but what if I gotta go to like events and red carpet? She's like, you can wear a wig. It's like, but people they don't know me for wearing wigs. They know me for like wearing my real hair. She's like, well, they just gonna see you wearing wigs for right now. I mean, look, you gotta understand, you're a sick girl now, so you can't be worrying about what somebody's gonna think about you or what the public's gonna think about you. She's like, yeah, but I gotta still represent my husband, David. She's like, David, I'm pretty sure he's gonna understand. He's standing right the hell here. We work for David. I think he knows what's going on. So, you'll be fine. I mean, and if you that uncomfortable about like showing that you don't have no hair for right now, why don't you just stay back with the kids? I mean, you have been staying back with the kids so far. So, I mean, I don't see why it should be a problem. She's like, you know what? I mean, yeah, you're right, but I still don't like the way this medicine makes me feel. I throw up too much and I feel nauseous a lot. It's like, yeah, you're going to feel like crap for a while. This medicine is not here to make you feel good right away. It's here to get the cancer and kill the cancer that's in your body. So, in order for it to kill the cancer, and for you to get back to your old self, you have to feel like crap for a little while. Like I said, I told your husband, it's not a TV show where you beat the cancer right away. You have to, it's going to take time for it to kill that cancer and break it down into syllables. So you're just going to have to, deal with the fact that you're going to feel like shit for a little while, but you'll get back to yourself over time. It's not going to be a rush job. You're just going to have to deal with the punches. So she's like, I guess I have no choice. Like, yeah, but the good thing about it is that you have your family with you. You have your husband here, which is our boss, David Sims. You got your mom, your sisters here, your twin daughters, your twin daughters. So you're pretty much you're fine. She's like, yeah, but I'm not actually fucking fine. I mean, now like, look at me. I'm stretched out in this damn bed. I can hardly walk. I'm not actually fine. She's like, yeah, Jenna Ortega, you're not actually fine, but you'll be okay. You'll live to see another day, and ain't that the most important part? That you will live to see another day. She's like, I guess that is the most important part. I mean, I guess so. So I'm like, Jenna, I gotta go, but you be a good girl. You think you can be a good girl? She's like, I mean, I think I don't have any other choice but to be a good girl. Yes, if you're asking me, am I gonna be mean to the damn nurses? No, I'm not gonna be mean to them. I'll be a good girl, I promise. I'm like, see, that's the type of answer that I want to hear. I like to hear shit like that. It's like, you gonna come back and check up on your wife, right? And your kids. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna definitely check up on my babies. She's like, but David, I still need help with the kids, and I can't do all this by myself. I'm like, I know you can, baby. So I'm about to leave, and Jenna's mother like, David, you need to take your daughters with you. You know they are your daughters. That's your sperm. You can't just not take your daughters with you. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about now? She was like, you do realize that your damn wife is sick. She can't deal with the kids right now. You need to step up as a damn father and take your damn babies with you. They're your damn daughters. I'm like, okay, you acting like I don't. Okay, well, get the baby bags ready. I'll take my daughters with me. She was like, yeah, okay, you ain't argued, so I like that. Yeah, well, good. I'm like, well, why can't you watch them? It's like, I've been watching my grandbabies for over what a month now. Okay, every time you leave out, you don't take your kids with you. Don't you want to bond with your damn daughters? They're your damn daughters. I'm like, yeah, I bond with them every time I come here. It's like, yeah, but you don't spend time with them, like whole days with them. I think they would love to spend time with their father. So I'm like, I just said get their baby bags together. You don't got to keep selling me on the shit. I got it. I got the damn idea. I'm not fucking retarded. So she's like, okay, okay, we'll start packing the bags up. So they packing the bags up, and I got to take my damn twin daughters with me. Which I mean, I really don't mind because they are my daughters. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't argue with the fact that I got to take them with me. So I put them in the car, and I'm like, well, fuck it. I got them with me now, huh? So I had to go pick up Nadia. So I picked up, Nadia. She got in the car. It's like, who baby? They your babies, right? You and that Jenna Ortega girl. I'm like, yeah. It's like, oh, there's some really pretty girls. Wow, y'all made some really pretty babies. I'm like, thank you. She's like, why you got them with you? I'm like, well, Jenna Ortega's sick. She got cancer and stuff. She's like, oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that. So I'm like, yeah, it's like, okay, so where can we go get something to eat first before we go back to your apartment? I'm like, yeah, yeah, cool. Look, when I do leave, can you watch the kids for me? She's like, yeah, I can watch them. That's fine. I'm like, you sure? It's like, yeah. So I'm like, okay. It's like, they ain't bad though. Like, they don't cry a lot, do they? I mean, because I'm not technically their mother. And you got bottles to feed them and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I got all that stuff. She's like, all right, okay, well, you still ain't answer my question. Do they cry a lot? I'm like, no, not dead. They don't cry a lot. She's like, all right, good. So I take Nadia to get something to eat, and then we go back to my apartment. Now I gotta tell you, I was like, Nadia, put these babies in the crib real quick. Let them play with the toys, and I gotta talk to you. It's like, okay, that don't sound good. I'm like, oh well, I just want to say, like, I don't know, I don't feel right. It's like, what, you starting to feel guilty? I'm like, look, I mean, Jermaine is my brother. She's like, yeah, he is your damn brother, but at the same time, he's not a perfect damn brother. Like, I know you want to always do the right thing and everything, but technically, I would have been married to you if you never would have turned me down. I mean, you was too busy worried about like Tori and Sister Leah and stuff like that. You was too busy worried about them. And Yasmin, you wasn't really worried about me. And even Malika. I'm like, I never really looked at Malika. She's like, you ain't never liked Malika? I'm like, no, I ain't never used to like no damn Malika. So she's like, oh, I'm like, that was Jermaine. She's like, oh yeah, Jermaine did used to like Malika. he dodged the bullet with her, didn't he? I'm like, I guess he did. But yeah, I ain't never used to look at Malika. The other girls, the other sisters, yeah, you had a little point with that, but not no damn Malika. So she's like, oh, well, anyway, yeah, technically I would have been married to you. But that never happened, so. But look, you standing here as a trillionaire and everything, and it's like I never stopped, I guess, liking you. I guess that's where all the hate came from, David, for me, like, you know, and plus I didn't want, your brother to know that, I used to like you and, I wanted him to think other things. So, of course, that's when the hate part came in of me hating you and not liking you, even though I really did like you. So that's when we started arguing a lot and not getting along. But I think that was more on my part because I was still mad about you not choosing me. And, you made me feel like I was an ugly girl. I'm not gonna lie, you did make me feel like I wasn't attractive because you was so busy worried about, Tori and Yasmin. And then when Sister Aaliyah came, you was like really attracted to her. So you made me feel like I wasn't really attractive enough to be your girlfriend or something. So yeah, I felt like really pissed off about that. And then your brother came, and then all that changed. But you kind of get what I'm saying, right? I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like what I'm saying is you don't have to feel guilty. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. What do you mean he's not a perfect damn brother? Like, what do you mean by that? She's like, look, I ain't trying to draw a wedge between you and your brother. I ain't trying to do that. That's not, my intentions. I'm like, then what is your damn intentions? She's like, my intentions is that I'm not even going to tell you what I mean by that because you'll figure it out. She's like, you'll figure that out by yourself. So I'm like, how in the hell am I gonna figure that out by my damn self? She's like, all I'm saying to you is, we've been doing this little game for like how many weeks it been since we've been doing this whole thing? I'm like 3 weeks, like 3 weeks. So we've been seeing each other for 3 weeks. Now, I gotta say, I don't want you to be like clueless. Like, I hope you can catch on to what I'm saying. I'm like, what is you saying? It's like, well, you know that your sperm is pretty much strong sperm, right? You do know that much. I'm like, I'm aware of that. She's like, and you know that you're not a regular person. I don't need to really tell you about yourself. I think you know that. But I'm like, well, what are you getting at, Sister Nadia? It's like, I don't like when you call me Sister Nadia. Just call me Nadia. So I'm like, Nadia, what are you getting at? It's like, well, I'm pretty much getting at, okay, this is what I'm getting at. So she pulls out pregnancy tests. I'm like, why do you girls be all dramatic to pull out pregnancy tests? She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, y'all girls, why y'all always gotta be dramatic to pull out a damn pregnancy test? She's like, oh, I didn't think I was being dramatic. So she pulls out like two pregnancy tests. I'm like, so you pulling out pregnancy tests, what that mean? She's like, well, I thought you would have catch on by now, but it means that I'm going. She's like, it means that I'm going to take them right now. I'm like, do you got to pee right now? It's like, actually, I do got to pee, so I'm going to take them right now. And I'm like, wait, you're not saying that I'm the father? It's like, well, you're the only one that's been having sex with me, David. And you made it clear that you didn't want me to give it to your brother. So you're the only one that's been doing things to me. So I'm like, okay. It's like, so, and you can bring your little nurses here and they can check me out. You can do all that, but it's going to come back that you the damn father. So I'm like, okay. So she's like, anyway, I'm going to take these two pregnancy tests and we're going to wait for the results. I'm like, well, while we waiting, we can have sex. She's like, yeah, I get, yes, we can. We can have sex. You sure your baby's not gonna like hear us having sex? Cause I don't know. I mean, we not gonna have sex in here with them in here, right? I'm like, no, not in front of my babies. Not in front of my daughters. Of course not. She's like, so we gonna go in the other room, right? I'm like, yeah, of course. Oh, okay. Well, I feel more comfortable. Like, yeah. So she take the pregnancy tests. She set them down on the like the counter near like the dresser near the bed, and then we made love. We cut up and stuff like that, and it was good. I mean, it was thoroughly really good. And then I just remember she looked over at the pregnancy tests as soon as we was done having sex, and she was like, And she just kept shaking her head. So I'm like, Nadia, why the hell you keep shaking your head? Like, what are you doing that for? Like, I don't understand the head nodding. She's like, oh, I'm pregnant. I'm like, oh, I mean, you are? It's like, yes. I mean, I'm not really surprised that I'm pregnant. I'm like, okay, and why is that? It's like, because number one, you was definitely not using no condoms. And number two, you wasn't pulling out on time. You kept leaving it in there, especially after you came. Lots of times after you came, you would still like have sex with me again. So I was definitely 100% sure that I was going to get pregnant. Like, I'm not that surprised. And I wasn't on birth control. So, and I don't think, like, I don't know if you think I'm that old where I can't get pregnant again. Like, I don't know what you was thinking, but it definitely can happen. So, I definitely told you that it's a possibility that it can happen. So, I told you that before we even started, the very first time we started. So, I'm like, you ain't tell me that. She's like, I didn't tell you that. Maybe I told you after we started having sex. I'm like, yeah, it was after we was done. She's like, you mean the first time, right? I'm like, yeah. It's like, okay, so you're gonna be a daddy. Now look, I already told you what I was gonna do and what I've been doing. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, so me and your brother are separated. I'm like, right now? I didn't even know. Wait, I picked you up from the house. She's like, yeah, I still have the house. I'm like, oh, so he ain't there? She's like, no, he's not staying there. I don't know where he's staying at, but no, he's not staying at the house. I still have the house because of the kids and stuff, but my sisters and stuff is there with the kids. I'm like, okay, so when was you gonna tell me that you and my brother separated? She's like, you ain't never asked, David. And plus, I mean, I didn't think you really cared to really know. I mean, like, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's none of your business because it kind of is because we're dating now. But I'm like, eventually Jermaine is gonna find out that this is going down. So like, I'ma tell him, okay? I'll don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. I'ma tell him. I'm like, and how are you gonna tell him? Like, it should be best coming from me. She's like, David, no, I'll tell him, okay? I think he need to hear it from me. So I'm like, well, I think you need to tell him today. It's like, because of the pregnancy. I'm like, yeah, I think you should tell him today. I think it should be a good idea to tell him today. I mean, I should tell him though. You should like, no, David, I'm gonna tell him, okay? I'm like, you sure? It's like, yes, I was gonna tell him any damn way. I mean, I wasn't gonna sit there and hide it from his ass. What type of fucking girl you think I am? I'm not a whore. Like what we doing, it might seem crazy and stuff, but it's not like you actually fucking a family member. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not even really related to you, especially not by blood. So I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like, and David, I'm gonna take care of it, I promise. I'm like, how you gonna take care of it? You gotta watch my kids. She's like, that's a good point. When you come back to get the kids and stuff, I will, when I go home today, I'm like, but I wanted you to stay the night. So like, okay, well, I'll just call him and tell him. I mean, there's a thing called a phone. I can call him and tell him. I'm like, you sure you can do that? It's like, yes, I'm sure. I'm gonna take care of it. I promise you. I'm like, all right. So like, look, you have nothing to worry about. I'll take care of it. I'm like, look, she's like, look, I know what you're worried about. You worried about the relationship between your brother. But let me ask you a question, David. Did you and your brother really had a relationship? I mean, did you ever have a relationship with any of your brothers or your sisters? I mean, that you can remember. I'm like, uh, no, not really. She's like, so what are you fucking worried about? What are you worried about? You're worried about nothing. So what? Your brother end up not liking you? Is that gonna be the end of the damn world? He was never really fucking with you anyway. Look, David, I know real secrets about your brother, things that he would say about you. Yeah, he might have came through for you and looked out for you every now and then and stuff like that, but that don't mean he never told me any damn thing. You know what I'm saying? So that I'm his wife, like I know everything about him, everything he done said about everybody. So it's like, don't think that he was the perfect person in the world. I'm like, I never said he was perfect shit. I never said he was perfect. I never said anybody, not nobody on this damn earth is perfect. So I never said that he was perfect. That's the farthest thing from my fucking mind. I never said that shit. That never came out my fucking mouth. So she was like, okay, well, I'm just letting you know, like, you don't have to be so afraid. I'm like, I ain't afraid of shit. I ain't afraid of shit. You look at me. You think I'm afraid? You seen all my damn soldiers? Look, if my brother end up acting stupid, if I gotta put his ass in the ground, it's gonna go down that way. But I wouldn't want to put his ass in the ground. But if it goes down that way, then it goes down that damn way. It's just what it is. You see what I'm saying? I have no remorse about shit. The lifestyle and how I had to come up and how and the things that I had to do and sacrifice, I have no remorse for any damn body. Cause nobody don't got no damn remorse for me. So I didn't sit there and watch, my brothers look out, go out their way for their little girlfriends. I'm talking about really go out their damn way. They have never went out their way like that for me. Even when I was a fucking damn little brother. When I was 8, 7 years old, I can't remember them doing anything remotely going out their way for me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have no hate against them. I've been forgave them. I'm not holding no grudges against them because I ain't doing that. That's petty. But if we want to get technical about it, nigga, you ain't never was there for me. So let's just be real. You know what I'm saying? You got your little fucking girlfriend and you want to be there for your girl. But I want to tell you this. How could your girl look you in your face and call you a real man? I don't give a damn if you got a 9 to 5. You know what God said? God said anybody can have a 9 to 5 job, but that don't make you a fucking man. That don't make you a man. What makes you a man is when you take care of your family, when you there for your family. That's what makes you a man. All that other shit is bullshit. You see what I'm saying? Working for the white man and putting money and putting billions of dollars in his pocket, that don't make you a man. That just make you a sucker. You see what I'm saying? So I'm letting you know, like, I done seen that shit, close range. So being a trillionaire and having a whole lot of damn money now, I watch niggas call me that now they need me. You see what I'm saying? They need me to pay their little bills or, to give them a couple of $100,000 so they can take their girl on vacation. So you want me to give you money so you can take your fucking girl, your dirty ass girl on a vacation that don't even like me. They used to talk bad about me, and now that I done came up on your ass, now you want me to do some favors for you. I give you the fucking money, but you know goddamn well that we ain't never had no really good relationship. I give you the money. I won't even ask for it back because I know I'm not going to get it back. You see what I'm saying? So I have no fucking remorse when it comes to a lot of shit. So don't ever in your damn life say I'm scared. Because I ain't scared of shit. Ain't nothing to be fucking scared of. What the fuck do you mean? She's like, anyway, David, so we ended up having sex and we cut up and we made love and everything. So I'm like, nah, Dad, I gotta make a run. She's like, you leaving right now, baby? I'm like, yeah, I gotta take care of something. She's like, but I wanted to ask you something. I'm like, well, what is it? She's like, well, you in a rush to leave? Do you really gotta go? I'm like, I gotta just take care of some things. I gotta make a run. She's like, okay, do you gotta go right now? Like right this minute? I'm like, not right this minute, not dead. No, why? She was like, okay, because I have something in my purse. I'm like, is it another damn pregnancy test? She's like, no. I'm like, then what is it? So she's like, hold out your hand. I'm like, hold out my hand. She's like, just hold out your hand. I'm like, okay, I don't like surprises. I hate them bitches. She's like, well, can you at least still hold out your hand? So I hold out my hand and she puts this like little box in my hand. So I'm like, what is this shit? So I'm like, I told you I don't like surprises. She's like, it's not a damn surprise, David, if you let me finish. So she's like, look, David, I was supposed to be your wife anyway. And being on that red carpet with you, even though that was 3 weeks ago, and the series is about to come out on Netflix and whatever. But what I'm saying is like I knew right then and there that I wanted to, I guess, be your girlfriend or whatever. And I was so glad when you told me about those dreams and stuff. And what I'm saying is, David, I want to take a chance with us. Obviously, this pregnancy is definitely opening up my eyes. But I already knew that I was pregnant. I didn't really have to take these pregnancy tests to know. I mean, I skipped my period. So, I mean, you put two and two together. So I'm like, Okay, yeah, I guess you could put two and two together. So she's like, so look, I know you worried about a lot of things. I'm like, again, stop fucking speaking for me. I'm not worried about shit. So she's like, all right, okay, I'm gonna start speaking for you. Maybe, okay, I'm reaching, right? I'm like, yeah, you are. Stop saying I'm worried about shit. Stop speaking for me. So she's like, all right, okay. So she get down on her knees and she's like, I want to know, fuck it. You know what I'm about to ask you. Will you marry me, David? So I'm like, okay, that is a big damn step. She's like, yes, it is. I'm like, okay, now I would say yes, but I need you to take care of that situation first. She's like, you mean with your brother? I'm like, yeah, you take care of that first, then we can see about us getting married. She's like, okay, all right, I'll take care of it. I'm like, you sure now? Now I'm holding you accountable to this now, and I'm leaving you alone with my damn daughters. They my pride and joy. So like, nothing's gonna happen to your daughters. Where's they bottles and stuff at? So I'm like, they in the bag right here. They got their diapers and stuff. And she's like, now they don't shit a lot, do they? I'm like, why the fuck you ask me that? She's like, cuz I just want to know, like, do they cry? Is they gonna be crying because they don't see their parents? I'm like, these are advanced babies. She's like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? They're advanced babies. I'm like, they got my sperm in them. First of all, my sperm ain't normal because I ain't a regular person. So they not a regular fucking baby. It's like, what are they, like a robot? I'm like, now that's a very dumbass question. No, they not fucking robots. They just know not to fucking cry and stuff. They smart babies. So she's like, oh, you mean like a smartphone? I'm like, yeah, I guess you can say that. So she's like, I don't mean to get, am I getting on your nerves? I'm like, no, you're not getting on my nerves, but I gotta make a run, baby. She's like, you coming back, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm coming back. She's like, all right, okay, I'll take care of it while you're gone. So I get in the car and I remember, my team called me. They like, David. I'm like, who is this? They was like, you know who it is. We work for you. Guess what? J Lo is hosting a cookout. I'm like, it's cold as shit outside. She's like, now where the hell she at? She hosting a cookout inside. I'm like, then what is it? It's not really a fucking cookout. It's a cook-in. She's like, yeah, but she cooking on the grill. I'm like, how the fuck do you cook on the grill inside? She was like, you can. She got a fucking room where it got grass and stuff in there, and it looks like they outside. I'm like, yeah, that's some weird shit. Why? Okay, yeah. Why are you telling me this? They was like, well, you doing a series with her. She's inviting you to her cooking. Now, look, she couldn't really get in contact with you because she said it's hard to get in contact with you. She don't even got your number directly. I'm like, look, I don't have the directions to get to her place even if I wanted to go. They're like, that's what you got us for. We gonna send you the directions. I'm like, all right, man, I'll go. They was like, go right now. She want to see you right now. I'm like, don't nobody fucking tell me what to do. I go when I fucking feel like it. They was like, this is J Lo. This is J Lo. Jennifer Lopez. You gotta go. I'm like, I don't gotta do shit. So they like, David, stop being a hard ass, man. Come on, just go and see and talk to her. It's only gonna probably, you could be there for like an hour or two. And then you can go back to doing whatever. So I'm like, all right, send me the directions. I go there. So they sending me the directions. Nadia, she calls up my sister Candace. So she's like, hey Candace, hey girl. She's like, who is this? Is this Nadia? She's like, yes, Nadia. I got it. She's like, I've been meaning to talk to you about something. She's like, okay. She's like, yeah, it's rumors that you're dating my little brother, Corey. She's like, well, he kind of go by David now. She's like, I can call him whatever I want to. He's my brother. So she was like, okay, yeah, you can. She's like, so how true is that? Why are you not cleaning that shit up? Why are you not telling people it's not true? She's like, because it is true. She's like, wait, what? Y'all two dating? Behind my other brother back? Why? How could you do that to Jermaine? Ain't y'all still married? It's like, first of all, you don't know what's going on between me and Jermaine. First of all. Second of all, we are separated. We're not together and we're getting a divorce. So she was like, yeah, but you can't just start dating my little brother. Is it because he rich? She's like, so you saying I'm using your little brother for his fucking fame? So she's like, I don't know. You ain't want him before? So she's like, girl, you really don't know what you're talking about. I did want your brother, but he never wanted me when we were in the nation. He always chose other sisters over me. I was supposed to be married to your brother, David, before Jermaine came into the picture, way before he came into the picture. So she was like, yeah, so what are you saying? She's like, I'm saying that I was supposed to be your brother's wife, not Jermaine's, but it ended up being Jermaine's. She's like, but I'm so confused. It's like, how are you confused? She's like, well, y'all hated each other for a long time. She's like, that was a facade. I ain't never really hate David. I just acted like I hated him because I was mad that he had turned me down so many times, like he made me feel like insecure about myself. So I started to make him feel the same way that he made me feel. I never hated your brother. It was all of that was a facade. She's like, so you trying to tell me that this whole damn time that you acted like you hated my brother guts, you never fucking did? She's like, no, I didn't. So she was like, okay, all right. So why you call me? So she's like, well, I called you because, well, David got me pregnant. So I'm gonna need you to talk to Jermaine for me. So like, you want me to what do you want me to tell Jermaine? She's like, well, just I mean, I don't know how I can tell him this. She's like, no, see, now, dear, I can't do your dirty work. This shit is too damn messy. I'm not getting in the middle of this shit. This shit is too messy. How could you do this shit? She's like, it's not messy. She's like, it is messy. You tell Jermaine, he gonna try to kill Corey. So she's like, he ain't gonna be able to kill him. That boy got too many damn soldiers and stuff behind him. He ain't gonna be able to do anything to him. So she's like, that might be technically fucking true. But even still, he gonna hate his own little brother. And that's gonna be because of you. So she's like, so what are you saying I shouldn't tell him? She's like, look, if you keep this shit from him and then he end up finding out that his little brother knocked up his wife, because currently y'all are still fucking married. Y'all ain't divorced yet. So he find this shit out, he probably gonna lose it. So she like, so you saying I shouldn't tell him? She's like, look, I'm not getting in the middle of this shit. You gonna have to figure this shit out yourself. I'm not getting in the middle of this. I'm not even going to tell you what the fuck to do because I don't want you to say that I told you to do it. So I'm actually stepping back and going to let you figure this shit out on your own. So she like, all right, fine, I'll figure it out. She's like, yeah, but try if you keep this from Jermaine, all he gonna do is end up hating your ass. So you might as well just tell him the truth now and just get it over with. So she like, I was gonna tell him. So like, then go tell him. Because the more you wait to tell him and then he find out, I'm pretty sure he's seeing a lot of this shit online. So I'm pretty sure he's seeing this shit because I seen this shit. So if I seen it, I know his ass seen it. So she's like, yeah, but if he seen it, why didn't he say shit? So she's like, what do you mean? She's like, I seen his ass this morning before I left. Before David came to get me. Your brother, why didn't he say shit if he's saying it? She's like, maybe he's waiting for you to say something. I mean, y'all not technically together, y'all separated. So maybe he waiting for you to say something. So she like, all right, good conversation, Candace. She's like, nice talking to you. So she hang up the phone with Candace. Now Candace, you know, she ended up calling me up. I'm on my way to see Jennifer Lopez, right? So I'm like, Candace, I can't talk. I'm in the car right now. She's like, you fucking Nadia. I'm like, huh? She's like, huh? Are you having sex with Nadia? I'm like, yeah, I am. She's like, damn, I ain't think you was gonna be that damn honest. I'm like, look, man, it just happened. I mean, look, I was having these wet damn dreams about her, and I told her, and she told me she was having the same type of dreams I was having. And look, I didn't come to the conclusion of us sleeping together. That was her fucking idea. She's like, wait, she came up with that idea? I'm like, yeah. She was like, you know what we got to do? We got to sleep together. And, I wasn't really thinking about it. I just told her that I was having these dreams about her. And she was like, well, I've been having those same type of dreams too. And then she was just like, you know what we got to do? We got to sleep together. So she was like, we got to get this out of our system. So we ended up doing it. And then, it just turned into a relationship. She's like, okay, Nadia said she gonna tell Jermaine. Now, I don't know. I'm like, I told her to tell Jermaine. She's like, wait, you told her to tell Jermaine? You know this shit gonna get messy if he find out. I'm like, look, then let it get messy. Look, I'd rather for him to know the damn truth than for me to keep doing this shit behind his back. I'd rather for him to know the truth because I'm a man. At the end of the day, I'm a man. I'm not gonna sit here and sneak around and be fucking that man's wife. I think he should know the damn truth. I mean, even though they're not together, he gotta know the damn truth. So she like, yeah, you right. I mean, I'm glad you being honest about it and not tiptoeing around this shit. All right, well, all right, little bro, I love you and be safe. I'm like, yeah, I love you too. So I get off the phone with my sister. Like I said, I had built up, I had forgave my brothers and sisters. So now I'm building up relationships with my brothers and sisters again. Um, I don't know how Jermaine gonna take this damn information. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be good. I mean, why should it be good? He's probably gonna take it the way all husbands will take a situation like this. Bad. So when I go there, Jennifer Lopez, she's like, she sees me. Well, she didn't see me right away. Like, her kids, like, no, her friends had seen me and they had opened the door. They were like, David, your fine ass, get up in here. I didn't know you was coming. I know you doing that show with our best friend Jennifer Lopez. She in there cooking all up there on the grill like she can cook. Let me let her know you here. So I'm like, oh, okay. They was like, Jennifer. She's like, what? She's like, David came. She's like, he came? Look, take over the grill. Girl, here, take the spatula. Matter of fact, take the apron. So she's like, what are you gonna do? You gonna finally tell him? She's like, he probably gonna like look at me like I'm a weirdo. I mean, she's like, just tell him he done fucked older bitches before. So I don't think it's gonna be nothing new if he fuck you. So she's like, who said anything about us having sex? So we go upstairs in her room because she actually we go into the jacuzzi area and it was just me and her in there. So she's like, David, you know why I wanted you to come? I'm like, I mean, no, why did you want me to come? She's like, I want you to think real hard. Cause I really don't sign on to projects unless I really believe that something can come good out of it. First of all, you gotta know I gotta believe in a project before I do it. And it doesn't matter how famous you are and how much money you got and all, which is a lot of damn money, by the way, and all the number one shows and movies you got and albums. That doesn't really impress me. What impressed me is your damn character, how you are as a person and as a damn man. That's what impressed me. So I'm like, okay, are you saying that I impress you? She's like, that is exactly what I'm saying. Look, David, I know that I'm a lot older than any girl you ever dated. I'm like, mm-hmm. She's like, but I feel like, I mean, I know we're gonna be doing like real sex scenes and for the series and stuff. What I'm saying is, I think, and this is me just hypothetically speaking, that we should just have sex now so we won't feel uncomfortable on camera. But I also feel like we should really date, to get the like the groove of things, because your fans gonna be thinking you dating me anyway. So why not just let's just give them what they want. Let's give the public what they want. So I'm like, you mean like a PR stunt? It's like, no, I mean like I'm actually really gonna be your girlfriend, so it's not gonna be fake. And we actually really are she like we really are gonna have sex and stuff and doing stuff. But yeah, but what I'm saying is like I know you probably don't like I guess like me because of my age. I'm like, no, I do like you. I mean, yeah, J Lo. What person ain't gonna like J Lo? So she's like, so you saying that that's a yes on the sex part? I'm like, whoa, we gonna have sex right here in the jacuzzi? She's like, did you bring a baby suit? I'm like, what the fuck is a baby suit? So she's like, I mean like swimming trunks. I'm like, why didn't you just ask me did I bring swimming trunks? She's like, I ain't mean to say it like that or gay and shit. I'm like, that was kind of feminine. I don't like that terminology, baby suit. She was like, well, did you bring some swimming trunks? I'm like, no. She's like, well, you can get in here with your underwear or you can get in here naked. I mean, you gonna be having sex with me anyway. So I remember we getting there. I had some swimming trunks in my car, so I went to go get them, and then I came back. So we get in a jacuzzi, we end up kissing and having sex and stuff like that. Now, Jennifer Lopez is really sexy. I never said that she wasn't a sexy girl. Like, she still looked really good for her age. Like, she is really pretty. So yeah, we did end up cutting up and stuff like that. And I love Jennifer Lopez in a lot of movies that she played in. You know what I'm saying? I definitely do. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. But I never thought that she could be a good actor. Like I told her the truth after we was done having sex. I was like, you know what? I gotta be real with you. It's like, what? I'm like, I never really liked a lot of your songs. She like, you never liked it any of my songs? I'm like, I'm not saying that you couldn't sing or anything, but I wasn't like a huge fan of your music. She's like, I like that you being honest. I like that. I'm like, but I gotta say, I love a whole lot of your movies though. Like, you're a really, really good actor. Like, I love your movies. She's like, really? That means a lot to me. I'm like, yeah, I love all your movies. I love a lot of your movies you play in. So it's like a good thing. Like I'm happy that you are being in this series with me because I love your acting abilities. Like really, I love yours too. I mean, I like that you're being honest with me. So you ain't like none of my songs, not one of my songs. What if I were to make a song about you right now and put it together and put it out there to the world? You wouldn't like it? I'm like, I mean, I would like it. I mean, if you made it for me. She's like, so if I made you a song right now, you would like it. I'm like, what if it was about me? She's like, yeah, if it was about you, would you like it? I'm like, yeah, it's like, and if I released it to the public, would you like it? I'm like, I just said I would. It's like, you want to go upstairs in my room? I got a jacuzzi in my room too. I'm like, you do? She's like, mm-hmm. So we go up there in her room, and her friends was like, she was like, your family want to know when can they eat. She's like, why are you asking me when can they eat? They can eat right the fuck now. They don't gotta wait for me. She's like, everybody looking for you. She's like, what do you mean? What is this? A fucking damn scavenger hunt or something? Everybody look for J Lo. Like everybody know where I'm at. I'm in the fucking house. She's like, yeah, but they waiting for you to eat and stuff and turn up. She's like, they can turn up and eat without me. I have company. I'm hosting my company. She's like, oh, it's just you. You mean David? She's like, yeah, yeah, I mean David. You know, if everybody see that David's here, they're not gonna leave his ass alone, asking him for pictures and autographs. They're gonna be all up in his damn face. So she's like, so what should we do? She's like, don't tell him that David is. She's like, don't tell him that David is here. You didn't tell anybody that he was here, did you? So they was like, no. She was like, good. Just tell him that I'm in my damn room rusting up because I'm tired. I've been on my feet all day since early this morning. So just tell them they can eat and do all that shit without me. She was like, you sure? She's like, if I wasn't fucking sure, I wouldn't have said the shit. So she was like, okay, so obviously you are sure. She's like, yes, I'm fucking sure. So she's like, okay, all right. I'm just making sure that you is sure. It's like, yes, get out of my damn face. I said I was fucking sure. So all I remember is she leaves, whatever, the girl leaves. She's like, you know, them people be getting on my nerves. I'm like, them people. She's like, that's my damn sister. I'm like, you got a sister? She's like, my God, David, I have a damn family too. I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, you thought I was the only person that was born? Like, you thought I just appeared on this earth? I'm like, okay, I get what you're saying. It's like, anyway, come on, David. I mean, I ain't trying to be smart. I'm sorry. So, you know, we ended up kissing, and then I had a lot of fun with Jennifer Lopez. I didn't think I would have so much fun with her, but I did have a lot of fun with her. We did end up watching her newest movie that came out or whatever, and then we watched Young Michael Jackson on Netflix. You know, I'm starring in that. So we watched that because she didn't get a chance to see it because she been so busy. So we did end up watching it, and she ended up loving it. She's like, you were so cute. Even in person, you're really cute. You know that? I'm like, you really cute. You know, you look really pretty in that movie. She's like, really? Is there anything else that you liked about the movie? I'm like, well, I like the fact that ain't nobody get up in that pussy. It's like, oh, okay. So you don't like when I do sex scenes. I'm like, I mean, I like when you do sex scenes, but if you're gonna be my girlfriend, it's like, well, so I'm your girlfriend now. I'm like, you just asked me. It's like, no, I'm playing with you. Of course, I'm your girlfriend. What was you saying? I'm like, well, if you're gonna be my girlfriend, I don't want nobody, you know, doing sex scenes with you. It's like, you know, there is a such thing as a stunt double. I'm like, oh, it is. Like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't have to do the sex scenes. Like, I can have a fill in, and a girl can come in and do the sex scene for me, and they can paste my face on the body. You know, it's a such thing as a stunt double. So I'm like, yeah, well, you're gonna have to use a lot of those. Like, okay, that's fine. What about when we do our sex scenes? Do I use a stunt double for that? So I'm like, well, do you want to? She's like, no, I was just asking. I'm like, no, I don't want you to use no damn stunt double when we do ours. She's like, oh, okay. Well, I wasn't gonna do it anyway. Well, for us. I'm like, okay. So I remember her kids was calling her and she, answered the phone. She's like, what do y'all want? They was like, Mom, where are you? We looking for you. So like, your mother is sleeping. You got your family here. Have fun. I told y'all, why are y'all running around looking for me? Is this a scam with your damn heart? She's like, is this a scam with your damn heart? Everybody look for J Lo and ignore J Lo. So she's like, look, y'all better enjoy this damn cookout because y'all ain't gonna have another one for a little while because I'm gonna be filming and working. So y'all might as well enjoy this shit and enjoy the family while y'all still got it because I'm telling you, y'all not gonna have this for a long ass time because I'm gonna be working like overseas with David. She's like, wait, did you just say David? The actor David? So she's like, yeah, I said him. Yeah, that's what I said. She was like, oh, he is so cute. Can I please? She's like, girl, you are not gonna be seeing no damn David. So she's like, but she's like, you know what? You too damn hot in your damn pants, girl. You too hot in your pants. You just like your damn brother. So she's like, but mom's like, no, it ain't no damn but mom. I told you that no, you're not ready for a damn boyfriend, and no, you're not coming with me overseas, ignoring me and shit. You staying here with your damn brothers and your other sister and the rest of the damn family while I'm working. So she get off the phone and she's like, see, and they better. I hope they didn't run their damn mouth and say you was here, because if they did, there is no damn way that you leaving out this house alive. So I'm like, I don't think they told. They probably would have been beating down this door. So she's like, yeah, good thing. So I remember, we ended up, having sex and cutting up, and then Nadia, she ends up calling up Jermaine. So Jermaine didn't answer the phone at first. So he didn't wait a whole hour. He was working. So he was working, and then he ended up calling her back like an hour later. So she was feeding one of my twin daughters, one of me and Jenna Ortega twin daughters, because the other one was playing with toys and stuff. So she was feeding one of our daughters. Well, you get what I'm saying. And she answered the phone. She's like, "Hello, is this Jermaine?" She's like, he was like, "Yeah, it is Jermaine. You called me? Is anything wrong with the kids?" She's like, "Well, I'm working." So he's like, "Oh, you working?" So she was like, "Look, I got something I gotta tell you, and you probably gonna be mad." Um, so he like, "Go ahead, go tell me. I'm waiting for you to tell me what you gotta tell me." So she was like, "Well, me and your brother have been seeing each other. It happened the first night that he took me to the premiere, and it just, it just happened. I'm not gonna say that it was a mistake, cause that would be a lie. It wasn't a mistake." So he's like, "Mm-hmm." So she's like, "Another thing, I know you probably gonna be mad about this, but I just found out that I'm 3 weeks pregnant, and that's just how long me and David been screwing around and dating and stuff. And look, before you want to fight your brother, he wanted me to tell you I was all for to not telling you for a little while, waiting for the right time to tell you." So he was like, "And what was this? When the babies came, when they arrived, and I seen some random babies around you, then you would tell me the truth?" She was like, "I don't know. I wasn't gonna wait that long, but I was trying to wait to the right time to figure out to tell you." So he's like, "Who said I was gonna fight my brother? I mean, like, it's not just his damn fault. It's just as much as your fault as his. I mean, if you gonna sit there and let him have sex with you, then why am I gonna fight him if that's what you decided to do?" I mean, yeah, I'm pissed off. Don't get me wrong. I am angry, but it's nothing I can do about it. Y'all done already did it. So what? Y'all like what? You his girlfriend? So she's like, "Well, I want to be more than his girlfriend. I want to marry him." So he like, "So you want to marry him? Mm-hmm. And you want my blessing?" So she's like, "Well, I didn't say anything about having your blessing. I was just letting you know that that's my intentions. And I know you probably not gonna want to come to the wedding and everything, but." So he like, "Okay." I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, I am angry, but you know what? I hope y'all two work out. So she like, "You ain't gonna try to beat on me when you see me. I mean, I'm not coming home today for a couple of days, but," he was like, "I ain't gonna touch you. I mean, look, I'm not even gonna get out my character over this. I kind of figured something was going on when I seen videos of people saying y'all two were dating. So, and you didn't get online to fix it. She like, what do you mean? So he was like, you didn't get online to fix it. You didn't get online to tell people that it was a damn lie. Now did you? So she was like, well, I didn't know that people were saying it. So Jermaine was like, yes, you did. Yes, you did. Everybody was all online saying that shit. You knew that people were saying this shit. So don't act like you was clueless that everybody was talking about this shit. This man got billions of fans all over the damn globe. So it's no damn way that you didn't see this shit. You seen it and you did nothing about it. So you obviously knew that you was already his girl. So she was like, okay. So yeah. So he was like, so I was just waiting for you to just tell me the truth. I was seeing how long it was going to take you to be honest with me. So she's like, well, I'm honest with you now. So he like, okay. All right, well, look, I gotta go. I got things I gotta take care of. I gotta go. So he hang up the phone and she hang up the phone. And she was like, well, that was fucking easy. A little bit too fucking easy, but I ain't gonna look too much into it. So she just forgot all about it. And I mean, after she told him, she just forgot all about it, started dealing with my daughters. She called me up while I was with, Jennifer Lopez. I'm like, hold on. It's like, is it one of your girlfriends? I'm like, yeah, but hold on. It's like, all right, I'll be over here. So I'm like, hello. It's like, it's me, Nadia. I'm like, hey, what's up? She's like, I just got off the phone with your brother like 2 hours ago. I told him, I mean, yeah, I told him. I'm like, why you sound so damn fidgety? She's like, I mean, I don't know because he took it surprisingly fucking well. I'm like, well, how well did he take it? She was like, really well. I mean, he didn't yell. I mean, I was very surprised the way he received the fucking information, but he was really calm about it, which is very fucking scary. But yeah, I mean, I told him, and I mean, before I told him, I told Candace. I'm like, wait, what? You told Candace? So she was like, yeah. I mean, I had to tell her. I mean, I didn't have to tell her, but I did tell her. I'm like, yeah, I know. She called me. So she like, she called you? She can't hold back shit. Well, yeah, I told her, and I know she looking at me, like so she looking at me like I'm messing up you and Jermaine relationship as brothers, but that is not like my intentions. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I know that's how she like looking at me. I know that's how she see me. So I'm like, okay. So what did you say to Jermaine? She's like, I just told him. I mean, I just told him the truth. I mean, I'm like, did you tell him that? She's like, what? Did you got me pregnant? I told him everything. I'm like, you told him everything? She's like, well, yeah, was I supposed to hold back something? I'm like, well, I mean, no, not really. She's like, yeah, I mean, he took it well, but I mean, I'm still gonna be looking over my damn. She like, I'm still gonna be looking over my damn shoulder. I'm like, why is that? She's like, because he took it too damn well. You should have heard him. It was weird, like creepy. I'm like, all right. Well, he ain't called me. So she's like, he not gonna fucking call you. Why would he call you? To ask you if you really fucking his wife? I mean, I just confirmed that shit. So why would he ask you when he pretty much got his fucking answer? So I'm like, okay. All right, well, I'll be there in a few hours. She's like, okay. You're not like you. Oh, well, I took care of that. So you do know what that means, though, right? We're technically engaged now, so that means you got to put the ring on when you get back. So I'm like, well, yeah, it's like I do love planning weddings too. So I'm like, okay, it's like, but I know we're gonna have to get like a fully divorced before we get married. So I do need him to sign those fucking papers. I'm like, don't you think you should have asked him that on the phone? She's like, I wasn't really thinking. I'm like, okay, well, don't you think you need that? It's like, I'm gonna ask him. Trust me, I'm gonna ask him. The papers is coming his way anyway. It was coming his way regardless. So I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah. So this was, I mean, we was gonna get a divorce anyway, David. Even if we wasn't dating or even if we wasn't having sex, David, it was still gonna happen regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like this was gonna happen with or without you being in my life. Seriously. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm glad to know that. So I get off the phone, and Candace, she calls up Deetra. So Deetra, she calls me up. I'm like, this is my sister Deetra. Let me answer this, and then I'm all yours. It's like, just turn your damn phone off after you answer that phone. So I'm like, yeah, I can do that. So I'm like, hello. She's like, Corey. I'm like, I'm not Corey. Can y'all stop calling me that shit? I'm David. She's like, your fans call you David. Maybe your damn wives call you David. You might be a big ass celebrity across the world, but you still my damn baby brother. I can call you Corey. I'm like, call me David. I don't care what you think you can call me. Call me David. So she's like, okay, fine. David. What the hell is going on with you and Nadia? So I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, what do you mean what I mean? Candace just told me that you and Nadia are a thing and something about you got her pregnant. I'm like, well, yeah, I guess that's fucking true. So she's like, so how could you do that to your brother? I'm like, first of all, I just told Candace that same fucking story. I don't feel like repeating my fucking self. So she's like, she told me the damn story. Even if y'all had wet dreams about each other, that don't mean y'all fucking do it. I'm like, look, it was her damn suggestion. She said, look, she's like, you know what we gotta do. I think we should do it. I think we should just have sex right now and just get it out of our systems. And you know what? I think she was right. So she was like, did it fucking help? Did y'all stop having dreams about each other? I'm like, no, it didn't help. But it made us, realize that we needed to be together. So we ended up being together. Look, the real reality is she was going to be my wife a long time ago. Before Jermaine even came into the picture, before he even got that girl pregnant, that girl was liking on me before my brother came into the picture. I just turned her ass down. You know what I'm saying? And that's when the hate came in. I know what you're gonna say. Nadia hated your guts. She never really fucking hated me. It was a facade. It was all an act because I made her feel less than because I chose other sisters over her. And that made her feel pissed off in the inside. She was like, "Oh, so he don't want me? He want my." So she sabotaged a lot of my relationships in the nation because she was jealous. She liked me. So I ended up, I never really hated Nadia. Nadia just hated me because of what I did to her, how I made her feel. So she's like, so you saying that she never really hated you? I'm like, I literally just said that shit. So she like, okay. So you think you should go tell your damn brother? I'm like, Nadia already told him. She's like, yeah, but don't you think you need to call him and talk to him and see how he like feeling about this shit? I'm like, why the fuck would I call him up and see how he feeling? He might not be feeling good. First of all, somebody took my fucking wife and me and my wife separated. You think I want somebody to call me and see how the fuck I'm feeling? So she like, yeah, you got a point there. I'm like, no, I'm not calling his ass up. It ain't nothing being petty. It's just why would I call him to rub that shit in? So she like, okay, all right. You know mommy gonna end up finding out about this. I'm like, and what is mommy gonna do to me? So she like, okay, all right, you right. You okay, you don't have to be all macho on the phone. I'm like, I'm not being macho. I'm just letting you know, like, y'all up here threatening me and stuff. The girl wanted me. It's not like I said, oh, let me fuck you. You see what I'm saying? When a girl make up their mind about what they want, they gonna go for it. So before y'all start casting, pointing fingers at me like I'm the bad guy, you better go point your damn fingers at Nadia, because she the one that threw that ass at me. So she's like, okay, I get it. And I'm not pointing no damn fingers at you. So what are you talking about? Ain't nobody pointing no fingers at you. I'm like, okay, good, because I got to go. So I hang up the phone. She was like, who the hell was that? I'm like, that was my sister. So she's like, yeah, hang up the damn phone. You need to fucking turn that phone off. Because ever since we've been like in this room, your phone been ringing nonstop. You need to turn that shit off. So I turned the phone off or whatever. I'm like, no, my wife, Jenna Ortega might call me. She's like, then you'll get the call when you turn the phone back on. So I'm like, all right, fine. She's like, now I got you finally to myself. So we ended up kissing and having sex or whatever like that. Me and I said Jenna Ortega. Me and Jennifer Lopez. Now Jennifer Lopez, she had some photos to do, right? She had some photos to do, And it was a cook. Well, she had some photos, like some professional photos to do for the cookout or cooking, whatever the fuck you call that shit. And her team was knocking on the door, and she was like, oh, "What the hell do they want?" They was like, "Jennifer." She's like, "What is it?" So they're like, "You gotta take your photos. You gotta get into wardrobe, into makeup and stuff." She's like, "I don't feel like taking those pictures." So she's like, they're like, "What do you mean? You gotta get into wardrobe." She's like, "I don't have to do anything. Stop telling me what I have to do." So they were like, "J Lo, you need to start cooperating. You was cooperating up until now, and now you starting to act like a little kid." She's like, "Oh, now I'm starting to act like a little kid. I don't feel like it. I'm tired." So they was like, "What do you mean you tired?" She's like, just what I said. I've been on my feet all day. I'm tired." So they like, "Okay, so you had to take those photos though." She's like, "I don't have to take photos if I don't want to. I don't feel like it." So they're like, "She ain't coming out that room." So they're like, "What do that mean?" So they're like, "It means that she not coming out that damn room. That's what it means." They're like, "So what do we do until she come out the room?" So they're like, "Nothing. It's nothing we can do." So all I remember is they leave out. They was like, "You need to stop letting her just get away with stuff." They was like, "Look, that girl is the money maker. She's the money. They was like, she's the money maker." So it's like this: if she don't feel like taking no damn photos, she just not gonna take no damn photos. She ain't coming out the damn room. So just leave her alone. It's like, so we just, how much money we got involved in this shit? You better go get her ass out that damn room. So they're like, look, she gonna reimburse you. She got the money. She good for it. So they like, it don't matter. We came all this damn way for these damn photos, and now you telling me she not coming out that damn room? You better go get her ass out that damn room. So they're like, all right, we'll try. So they knocking on the door, and Jennifer's like, "What do you want?" They're like, "Look, there's people these photographers, they came all this way." She's like, "Well, I don't care. Give them the money, write them a damn check, reimburse them. I'm not coming out the room. I don't feel like it." So they're like, "You was in a good mood all day. Now all of a sudden you got a damn attitude." So she's like, "Well, I'm a girl. It happens. Girls have attitudes. You can't read them. Don't try." So he like, "What the hell does that even mean? That don't even make any damn sense. What are you talking about?" So she's like, "Just get the hell away from my damn door. Write him a damn check and get out of my face." So she's like, so they're like, "Well, we don't know how much to write them a check for." She's like, "Just give them $1 million damn dollars and tell them to leave me the hell alone. I'm not taking no fucking photos." So he like, "All right, I'm gonna just write y'all a check here." So they write him a check for $1 million, and they was like, "This is way too much. We only was gonna ask you for like 500,000." So they're like, "Yeah, but this is for the troubles. The extra 500,000 is for the troubles. Now we sorry that you came all this way for nothing, but she not coming out this room." So Jennifer Lopez, like, they always want me to take photos. They always want me to explore my damn body. I'm like, yeah, I don't like them looking at your body anyway. It's like, "Oh, so you want me all to yourself?" I'm like, "Yeah, I like my girls all to myself." She's like, "You do?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." She's like, "Oh, well, good, because you do have me all to yourself. So what you want to do besides have sex with me? Because that part is fun. But what else you want to do in here? I got a little kitchen in here. Like, we can cook in here. We don't even got to leave out of here. We can cook in here. We can wash up. You can do anything in here. Like, anything you want, we can do in this room." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, I mean, I never can really leave this room. But I just leave this room because, hang out with my kids, my family, my friends, and stuff like that." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So we hanging out, we just looking at TV and cuddling and kissing and whatever. Now, mind you, uh, Joe Ortega gets a phone call from Zendaya. Now, this is where shit gets crazy. So Zendaya calls up my wife, Jenna Ortega. So she's like, um, "Is this Jenna?" So she's like, "Yeah, how the fuck you get my number?" She's like, "I stole this number." She's like, "I just got your number from off the internet. I followed you on Instagram just so I can get your number." She was like, "I'm going to definitely change my number after this. What do you want, Zendaya?" So she's like, "I need you to set David free." She's like, "Excuse me?" She's like, "I need you to set David free." She's like, "What the fuck you mean by that?" So she's like, "I mean that you got a fucking chokehold on him, and the reason why we can't be together because of your bullshit." So she's like, "Excuse me?" I'm his fucking wife. And we got a family together and I'm pregnant again. And what the hell are you talking about? Ain't nobody cheating on him. So she was like, you know what? You just need to just let his ass free. Can you just do that? Can you just let him go? She's like, no. And girl, you got a lot of fucking damn nerve to call me with this shit. So she was like, well, I'm just letting you know, if you don't fucking take action and do what I ask you to do, then I'm just gonna have to take matters into my own hands. She's like, what are you gonna do? What, you gonna kill me? What, you gonna send a hit out on me? Because I won't let my man go? You can't have him. None of you bitches can have him, in fact. So she's like, I'm glad we having this talk, Jenna, because I know exactly where the hell we stand. She's like, you should have already knew where the fuck we stand. Don't ever call my fucking phone again, bitch. So she hung up the phone, and then Zendaya hangs up the phone. Zendaya knows that the conversation didn't go well. She's starting to realize she knew she shouldn't have called her, but now she knows that I'm going to end up finding out about this shit. Now I got my phone off, so Jenna can't really call me. So Jenna's trying to call me, but she can't get through because I didn't turn my phone off. So she's trying to tell me that Zendaya called her threatening her. Now, at the same time, Zendaya's trying to call me too to tell me the truth that she did call Jenna and she did threaten her and stuff like that. So it's a lot of drama going on. And, Jenna Ortega's mother comes in the room. She's like, Jenna, what the hell is going on? Who was you yelling at? She's like, Zendaya. She's like, how did Zendaya get your number? She's like, she got it from out the Instagram. And why is Instagram exposing your fucking number? She was like, I'm about to literally deactivate this shit. So she's like, this bitch gonna call me and gonna say that I need to let David go. I need to set him free. So she was like, what type of shit is that? So she's like, I don't know, but this bitch really is starting to piss me off. So she was like, okay, is he fucking Zendaya? Because I heard that he was fucking her while she was filming that Aaliyah movie. So she was like, he was fucking her ass. But so what? So she's like, okay, then she probably grew feelings for his ass as he was fucking her. So she was like, that don't mean that David grew feelings for her. So, you know what? I'm definitely about to, I can't change my number because if I change my number, then David's not going to have it. So she's like, then why don't you just change your number and give David the new number? That way he'll know your new number. So she's like, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I'm going to do that when he come here. So I remember, I'm like, Jenna, I love spending all this time with you. She's like, it's Jennifer. Why you keep calling me Jenna? I'm like, I'm sorry. It's like, and don't say that our names sound alike. I mean, it both starts with a J, but Jenna and Jennifer is two different, sounds. You keep calling me Jenna. I'm like, maybe that's a nickname that I want to call you. I like nicknames. She's like, so you want to call me Jenna as a nickname? I'm like, well, yeah. Because your name is Jennifer, so I can call you Jenna. She's like, well, that kind of sounds alike. All right, fine, you can call me Jenna. So she's like, wait, you got to leave? But I thought we was having fun. I'm like, we is having fun. It's like, can you just stay a few more hours and then I'll let you go? I'm like, all right, okay. It's like, all right. So we chilled and looked at some more movies and I had sex with her and it was the best sex in the world. It was really good. And like I said, I always did like Jennifer Lopez and stuff. I never thought she really had her eye on me. So that lets you know, like, you'd be surprised who really got their eye on you and shit like that, who's really looking at you and stuff. So you'd be surprised who's really checking for you. So I remember after I was done with Jennifer Lopez, I got my car, I turned my phone on, and Jenna Ortega was calling me. She's like, hi baby, you turned your phone off? I'm like, yeah, I was taking care of something. What's wrong, baby? She's like, Zendaya called me. I'm like, Zendaya called you? How the hell did she get your number? She's like, I don't know. She said from Instagram. So I'm like, okay. She's like, baby, I'm thinking about changing my number, but I wanted to tell you before I actually did it. So when I call you from a random number, you know it's me. She's like, and another thing, what are you telling Zendaya? I'm like, what do you mean, what am I telling Zendaya? It's like, because she told me that the reason why y'all not really a couple is because I won't let you go or set you free. So I'm like, no, she knows that I'm in love with you and I'm not leaving you. She's like, you better not leave me. I told her I'm not letting you go and she can't have you. I'm like, oh, you told her that? It's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I'll be home, okay? Are you okay? It's like, where's the babies? Do you have them? I'm like, yes, I have them, babies. Like, oh, okay, all right. So I get out the phone with Jenna Ortega and Zendaya. I go straight to Zendaya. Cause I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, why in the hell is she threatening fucking girls? So I go to Zendaya. I go straight to Zendaya. But as I'm going to Zendaya, I'm like, I don't want to like start yelling at her off the bat, but I was kind of like mad though, cause I don't know why she did that. So I'm like, Zendaya, why the fuck you call up Jenna Ortega? It's like, oh, so you mad at me for fighting for us? I'm fighting for our relationship. So you upset at me because of that? So I'm like, yes, because you should have never did it. She's like, you know what? You are such a fucking hypocrite. You said you love me. I'm like, I do love you. She's like, so I'm trying to get rid of the main source. I'm like, you're never going to get rid of her. She has my fucking kids. You're never going to get rid of her. Okay? She's always going to be in my life like a damn virus. Okay? So you can never get rid of Jenna Ortega. She's like, no, whatever. I'm like, look, you got to understand that Jenna is always gonna be there, and you just gonna have to get it or not get it. But I'm telling you, you can't be calling her, threatening her. She's like, I ain't threatening her. So I'm like, you ain't threatening her? It's like, no, I didn't. I just told her to let your ass go. That's all I said. So I'm like, so you didn't threaten her? It's like, David, I just told you I didn't fucking threaten her. So I'm like, okay. So we did end up having sex and cutting up and all that stuff. I don't really like arguing and having confrontation a lot. You know, that's just pretty much how I am. So I remember I go see Bella, you know, the girl to play on The Last of Us, right? And she's like, David, I can't wait till we start working. We've been working on the animated series together. I just can't wait till it's all finished and stuff. I'm like, you can't. It's like, yeah, but I'm kind of nervous to tell my mom about me being pregnant. I'm like, why didn't you just tell her? She's like, I'm 14. I mean, like, well, I'm 15, but I'm still nervous. I'm like still a minor. I'm not supposed to be having sex. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, and you're 16, but you can have sex with anybody and get away with it because of your situation. But for me, I don't have that type of luxury that I could just open my legs up and do what I want and get away with it. Like my mom is literally gonna fucking murder my ass. So I'm like, so you don't know how you want to tell her. It's like, no, I was gonna tell her today, but then I got so fucking scared, I just chickened out. So I'm like, well, how was you gonna tell her? It's like, well, we went out to eat and stuff. We went out to lunch, and I was this close to telling her, but we was having like a really good time. And I was this close to telling her, like this close. And then as I was like looking at my mom and I was about to tell her, I just froze up. I just couldn't get the words out. Like, because she was just, you know how somebody say stuff and they make you feel guilty about certain shit? I'm like, yeah, it's like, so my mom was saying that I was the best daughter in the world and I got the best daughter, you know, I don't have to worry about you getting pregnant at an early age. And so she was saying all the right shit that a mother is supposed to say to their daughter. And I couldn't just intercept that shit and say, hey, mom, I'm pregnant. You know, like, I just didn't know how to say that shit. So I just chickened out. I'm like, okay. It's like, but I know eventually I'm going to have to tell her. And I know she's going to be kind of like disappointed in me and stuff. But I know that eventually I am going to have to let her know that I am engaging in sex. So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, take your time telling her. You don't got to rush. She's like, yeah, but sooner or later, I mean, the pregnancy is going to start to show. I can't hide this shit but so long. So I'm like, yeah, true. It's like, you know, eventually my stomach is going to start getting bigger. So I'm like, yeah, true. She's like, so I can hide it for like another, what, 2 or 3 months before I can actually tell her the truth. But I had a chance to tell her today, and I completely chickened out. So I'm like, look, it happens to the best of us. Everybody chickens out every once in a while. She's like, David, yeah, I know, but I was like this close. I could have told her. I was this close of telling her. I'm like, I know. So we ended up going out to eat and spending time together. And then I ended up having sex with her and cutting up with her, which was really good, by the way. So after I was done with Bella, I went back to Nadia. So Nadia jumps in my arms. I'm like, you okay? It's like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm just happy to see you. I'm like, okay. It's like, so look, um, come here. So I'm like, okay, let me bring my daughter in here. Get the other one. So she carries the other one into the room. She's like, look, David, I don't want you to feel guilty about none of this shit, okay? You didn't do anything wrong. I mean, I don't want your family thinking that, you did this intentionally and everything like that because I'm online and I'm on Instagram and it's like your family is up here making it seem like you're like the bad person and stuff. I'm like, I really don't get involved in that shit. That's why I don't have an Instagram account. I don't have none of that shit. I don't get involved in that shit. So it's like, if they saying that shit, let them say it. I don't give a fuck. They ain't gonna say it in my damn face. So it's like, it is what it is. Let them say that shit. People always say shit all the time and they don't know the real story behind it. So it's like, I'd rather for them to say, I guess, how they feel than, because I'm not going to reply to it. I'm not going to respond to it. It's nonsense. So I'm not going to respond to a whole bunch of nonsense because people got their perception of me. People been having perceptions of me their whole damn life. So it's like, you really think I actually give a damn what they saying on social media? It's social media. So she's like, I wish you would have said that shit before because I responded to it. I'm like, you responded to it. It's like I went on Instagram Live and I had like over like 100,000 people looking. I never had that many people look at me before. I think because they know we're dating and they seen us out together and on the red carpet and stuff. So I think because of that, they know that I'm your girl, so your fans definitely want to see what I have to say, even though you wasn't in there. But I never had that many people look at me all at once. So I'm like, was you nervous? She was like, yeah, I was nervous. But I did say what I had to say on there. And I know you saying that you don't have to respond, and you don't have to. But I do. Because it's like, I don't want them to be like making you out to be the bad guy when, that decision was on me too. I'm like, yeah, I get what she's saying. It's like, so as I'm up there responding to it, and I know who started this whole shit. Candace did. Candace went back and ran her fucking mouth, and she should have never did that. She should have just kept her mouth shut. And I know she started the whole shit. So, me and Candace got to arguing on Instagram Live, and yeah, pretty much we're not friends anymore because it's like she didn't have to go back and say shit because she went back and said something to Deetra. She should have never said anything to Deetra, which got to Cheyenne, which got to like the rest of the whole damn family, and now everybody's making it seem like you're a bad person. But my whole damn thing is, it's like, okay, even if that is true, which is not fucking true because it's not like David tricked me into having sex with him because no one can trick me into doing anything that I don't want to do. So it's like when we had sex, it was consensual and I wanted it and I suggested it. It was my suggestion. That's what I wanted to do. I was like, we should just have sex. We should just get it off our chest and just do it. So I told him the truth. And it's like this, none of y'all was really brothers and sisters to him. So y'all making it seem like, oh, y'all was always in his life and all this shit like that. When y'all know y'all wasn't. Now y'all riding the wave off of that man's success. And that's fucking wrong. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was never there for the man. Never there, but y'all definitely benefiting off of that shit. And Candace like, how are we benefiting off of it? So I'm like, Candace got her own podcast series from your success. Like everybody in your family is benefiting off your success. And I'm like, so y'all benefiting off that man's success. But yet y'all online trashing him and making him saying like he's a bad brother. When that is definitely not the fucking case. So it's like, how y'all gonna benefit off this man's success? But then gonna sit here and talk down on that man. None of that shit makes sense to me. And it just don't fucking add up. So it's like, I can see why David don't socialize with a lot of shit and don't say shit about a lot of stuff because it's like, why should he? Because he don't need to explain himself because he know what really happened and I know what really happened. Regardless of, y'all don't know what happens between marriages behind closed doors. Not everything is all happy and roses. You know, people argue in marriages. It happens. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody have a happy marriage. You know what I'm saying? So let's state the obvious. Me and Jermaine was not always on good terms. Not always. We always was neck and neck all the time. So regardless of what they think they know, they just don't have a fucking clue. So it's like they was pissing me off when they was online doing that shit. I know I shouldn't have responded. I know I shouldn't have did it, baby, and everything. But it was just really pissing me off to see them online saying all this shit about you, and I know you're not really seeing that shit. And it was just getting to me. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna keep letting them say this shit. I'm gonna fucking respond to it, which I fucking did. I know it was wrong. I shouldn't have did it, but I'm sorry. So I'm like, no, you know, you have every right to respond. Like, I'm not gonna tell you that you can't respond to something. Like, if you felt like that's what you needed to do, then it's like yeah, I felt that way. And do you think I should invite them to the wedding? I'm like, do you think they're gonna come? She's like, so are we engaged? I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, we are. It's like, you know, you got to get me a ring too, right? And you know, it goes both ways, right, baby? I'm like, yeah, I know. It's like, okay, so you don't think I should invite the family? I'm like, do you think they'll come? She's like, they probably would come to see if you actually gonna marry me. Like, to see if it's actually real. Like, is he actually gonna marry Nadia? Like, is he really gonna marry this girl? You know, is she really pregnant? Did he really get her pregnant? You know, like, they probably gonna come to see if it is really true. Like, if he's really going through with this shit. You know, not people so nosy. They just want to know if it's real. Like, if this shit is really real. I just want to know. I got to see this shit for my own eyes. I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. She's like, yeah, they probably definitely gonna come, but I ain't gonna lie, I don't want Candace to come because she started this whole shit and she shouldn't have never. I'm like, but they was gonna find out anyway. I mean, if you was going to invite them to the wedding, they was gonna find out any damn way, no matter if Candace said any damn thing or not. She just said it before you can get to everybody. So she's like, I'm like, are you more mad that she told everybody before you can tell them? Because I'm not really mad at Candace. You know why I'm not mad at people when they do certain shit? Because when they do things, a lot of times they do it because they're concerned, you know, and a lot of times, you know, as they should be concerned about Jermaine, you know, that Jermaine is always going to be their favorite, you know, and even though I'm the baby, Jermaine is always going to be their favorite, you know, just like my brother Varian is always going to be Dietrich's favorite. You know, I mean, I had to learn to live with these terms basically my whole damn life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it is what it is, you know. So when I see people say certain things or do certain things, it don't really surprise me like that. And I don't even get angry at this shit no more because once you learn to accept something for what it is, it's not really anything you can do about it but just live your damn life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not angry if they making me out to be the bad guy. I don't give a fuck. You know, they don't know my damn life or what I gotta go through. They don't know that somebody try to run me off the road. Niggas try to fucking kill me. You know what I'm saying? They don't know that I almost lost my damn life. So I'm letting people know like all that shit is nonsense. I'm not gonna sit there and reply to a whole bunch of nonsense. She's like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, yeah, so I don't got the patience or the time or the energy to reply to any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you sit there and reply to that, you'll be replying to that shit for the rest of your damn life. You know, going back and forth and all that. I got too much shit on my plate to be dealing with. I ain't got time to be going back and forth with my family and trying to persuade them that I ain't that type of person. Nigga, you should know that I ain't that fucking way. Even if I did do what I did, you should know it's a reason behind the shit. So it is what it is. How was my daughters? Was they good? You know, was they crying? She's like, actually, I'm not even gonna lie, they wasn't crying. I'm like, they wasn't. She's like, they did not cry. I was surprised that they did not cry as much as I thought they would, because you know when a baby don't see their daddy or their mommy, they start crying like, where's my mommy, where's my daddy? I'm like, yeah, I get what you said. She's like, yeah, I was very surprised. I really fucking thought that they was gonna start crying and stuff like that, but they didn't really cry. They was very, they was very good. They was very good. I changed their pampers. They didn't cry while I changed their pampers. I fed them, burped them, and stuff. They were really good. They actually was the best babies to watch. You think our baby's gonna be like that, like really good, not crying and stuff? I'm like, well, they gonna be advanced babies. Any girl I get pregnant is gonna have advanced babies from me. So like, so they gonna be good babies. I'm like, yeah, it's like, is they gonna be pretty like these? These some really pretty babies. I'm like, well, yeah, I'll make pretty babies. So she's like, well, I can't wait. But I do know what I can't, what I can wait for. I'm like, what? It's like when I actually start, looking pregnant because, oh my goodness, that's gonna be like my feet gonna get swollen. All I'm gonna want to do is eat, probably have sex when I probably gonna want to have sex. I'm like, okay, it's like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna want to do. But yeah, that part I can wait for, but I know that's gonna be coming pretty damn soon. So I'm like, so you talked to Candace? She's like, yeah, and I should have never told her. I should have just told Jermaine because I don't. Jermaine wouldn't have said any damn thing, but he probably just would have kept it to himself because Jermaine don't really like people in his business. So I'm like, yeah, he probably would have kept it to himself. So like, anyway, but it's fine, David. But I said what I said. I'm not going to keep going back and forth with them. They know my side of this. They know my side of the story. If they don't want to believe it, they don't have to. Like, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, it's cool. Don't worry about it. So like, and anyway, David, we need to be talking about how the wedding is going to be. And I was thinking, since all this shit is going on, what if I just lived here? Get, I already got clothes here. I can just stay here. I can call my sisters up and I can have them watch the kids for a couple of weeks and then they can come here for a little while. I'm like, well, yeah, that'll work. So she's like, yeah. And then they can go with their father sometimes, spend time with their father for a couple of weeks. So I think that's a good thing. I think it's time for me to move out anyway. I'm like, you sure that this is what you want though? It's like, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. It's like, okay. So I'm just, feeling you out like you feeling me out. We feeling each other out. So I'm like, yeah, but I'm always sure. I told you, if I ain't sure about something, then I just tell you I'm not sure. So she's like, yeah, I know. I'm just fucking with you. So I remember we did end up, having sex in the shower, eating, and spending a lot of time together. She was playing with my kids. She loved me and Jen Ortega babies. She done fell in love with our damn babies when me and Jen are babies. Everybody that see our babies, they done fell in love with them. They always fall in love with our babies. But anyway, I'm gonna stop this episode here, and hope y'all enjoy it. All the thugness that I'm saying and everything. And I want to let everybody know that yeah, we clutching it and all that shit. But what else I want to say? The Last of Us episode 6. I recorded that. That's pretty much out there, thugging to the world. And episode 7 will be coming. Probably in a couple of days. We'll see how they thug. But you know, I want everybody to just keep on, doing what they doing. Keep thugging and stuff. Um, damn, I gotta take care of somebody.